In 1776, the British colonies in America were already a year into their war for independence. In order to become a fully self-governing nation, the Second Continental Congress had to vote on the subject of independence from Great Britain. On May 15th, Congress voted in favor of John Adams' preamble stating that King George had prevented reconciliation by hiring foreign mercenaries such as the Prussians. Although Adams considered this official American independence, no formal declaration had been presented. Also on that day, Congress agreed to adopt the resolution presented by Richard Henry Lee. Resolved that these United Colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is, and ought to be, totally dissolved. On June 11th, the Committee of Five was appointed to write the Declaration. John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Robert Livingston, Roger Sherman, and of course, Thomas Jefferson sat on this committee. After much debate, Jefferson was selected to write the physical document. After countless drafts and over a period of 17 days, Thomas Jefferson composed the document that would become the Declaration of Independence. After its adoption by Congress on June 28th, the Declaration was sent through a series of revisions. It was so changed that Jefferson remarked that Congress had mangled his majestic document. On July 1st, the revisions were finally complete. John Dickinson of Pennsylvania was very strongly against independence from Britain. Both Pennsylvania and South Carolina voted against independence. New York and Delaware abstained. New York for lack of instruction by the legislature, and Delaware due to the split between the pro-independence Colonel Thomas McKean and anti-independence George Read. The other 9 colonies voted in favor of independence. The vote was postponed one day. On July 2nd, Caesar Rodney arrived as the deciding vote in Delaware for independence. South Carolina's Edward Rutledge reversed his opinion, and Dickinson stepped down, allowing for Pennsylvania to be the final vote needed for unanimity. Congress had finalized American independence, although the announcement was not made to the people until July 4th. Thus, Independence Day is technically celebrated 2 days late. John Hancock, President of the Congress, famously signed the Declaration on that day. He claimed he wrote his name so large so that the British ministry can read that name without spectacles. The dates of the other members of Congress' signatures is a topic of heated debate amongst historians, even as far back as 1796. It is generally agreed that by August 2nd, the 56 members of Congress had signed. On November 4th, the newly elected delegate from New Hampshire, Matthew Thornton, was allowed to add his name to the signatures. To this day, the Declaration of Independence is a symbol of the American spirit. It was used to help outline the Constitution and form the government of the United States, and still has great effect today. If you want a more detailed, albeit slightly fantasized telling of this story, I highly recommend watching the movie 1776. On that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. This is Matthew. I hope to see you next time, and happy Independence Day.